Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Sports Saviors. We are live on a Thursday night, January 22nd, about 9 o'clock p.m. And the Steelers head coaching search is on.
Yep.
This is the first time we've talked since the firing of, or the resigning of
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Before we get into who's going to come in, how about we talk about who just left? What are your thoughts on Mike Tomlin and his tenure with the Steelers?
Yeah. So 19 years he put in, no losing season. I mean, you could start to hear the murmurs and the disappointments and just things from the crowds this season. I mean, I think this was the first season we were starting to hear the fire Tomlin chants from the crowd. I know that there was a lot of
Mm-hmm.
complaining over the past couple of years and things like that with him, but this was like the big season that it just seemed like it was, because of the highest paid defense, because of Aaron Rodgers coming in, because of all these moves and all this stuff that Omar Khan was doing and bringing in different players during trading and free agency and things like that. I think this was like one of those seasons that especially the city thought that this was supposed to be a Super Bowl contending team. And, it was another year of, yeah, we got a winning season. Yeah, they went 10-7. There's another one and done in the playoffs. So that's not winning a playoff game since I think it was 2017 or 20 before that, and so it was just kind of crazy to think that he would leave with still one more year left on his contract and that he told the team that, that he was stepping down and then that was it. I mean, we haven't seen this is our first coaching change and the Steelers have only had three since 1969, which is just crazy to think about. And so here we are, with us doing this is our first time talking about a coaching change. I mean, we saw with Bill Cowher and then passing the torch to Mike Tomlin, back in '06. But it's been like almost 20 years since we've seen anything like this. So it's very interesting and very crazy to think that we would be having another coach, right now. I mean, of course, yeah, he's been there 19 years, but I think it's just very crazy that this happened.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna go another year for sure. That's where I was after the game. I know most people were over it. Most people thought it was gonna be done. He seemed a lot more emotional this year. There were times you could tell that like he really wanted to win this year. I think this meant a
Yeah.
lot to him. So this might have been a thing where he was expecting to step down one way or the other. Supposedly he's not looking for another job. He's going to spend time with the family, I guess. Uh, but yeah, overall, love hate relationship with the fan base. I
Yeah.
think for the last few years, but
Yeah.
you got to call his career a success. I think if he doesn't coach another game, he probably makes it to the Hall of Fame. It might be a close case. I mean, he has another Super Bowl appearance, great winning record, a ton of respect around the league. I think he ends up getting into the Hall of Fame, even if he never plays another, or never coaches another down.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I
yeah,
definitely agree with that.
I just know as a Pitt basketball fan, seeing them right now, they are one of the worst teams. It's always hard when you have a coach who's not able to get over that hump. In Tomlin's case, he
Hmm.
got over the hump at one point, but lately, obviously, he can't. He hasn't been able to win the playoffs. Pitt got rid of Jamie Dixon, and it's been a shit show since. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that they can find a guy here, and it doesn't happen with the Steelers because it could happen fast, especially when you don't have a quarterback. Um, you can fall down at 10-7 right now. Can really quickly start to turn into a bunch of losing seasons, especially with an aging defense, with a ton of money on that aging defense. It's going to be interesting uh, how everything turns out, how Omar Khan's able to build the roster this offseason, what happens with Aaron Rodgers. I think we're all expecting him to go. It's probably the best choice for the future of the franchise if he's not here next year. But a lot of questions. But the main one right now, title of the episode is who will be the next head coach of the Steelers. Whoever that's going to be, they're in a tough spot for sure. It's always tough to
Hmm.
be the guy after the guy. They're going to come in here right now. It's looking like a lot of the names they're saying are guys that really haven't coached before. There's a few names on the list of guys that obviously had some time other ways, with Mike McCarthy and Brian Flores as two former head coaches that seem to be on the list there. But then there's a lot of guys that are young guys, that names are popping up. I figure before we go into the Steeler candidates, we can go over what's going on with the rest of the NFL. So there's 10 coaching vacancies this year, tying the record. Just going through alphabetically, we have the Buffalo Bills, who fired Sean McDermott after 9 seasons and a ton of playoff success, including 7 consecutive seasons after they had missed the playoffs for a long time. They before McDermott's hiring, they had not been in the playoffs since 1999. Obviously, the thing there is they have Josh Allen, and they just haven't gone over the hump. What was your thoughts on the Bills change?
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. I thought that Sean McDermott was is a very good coach. They do have Josh Allen. They are a very good team. They're always, since he's gotten there and since Josh Allen has progressed in his career, they have been a Super Bowl contending team. And, of course, they've had their issues in the playoffs, especially having their battles with Kansas City in the AFC Championship a couple times and not being able to get over that hump. But, I thought that maybe this would be a guy that would probably be there for a little bit longer, but I guess their owner and GM was just not, feeling it after this game. But I look forward to him being able to get picked up somewhere quick and getting a job quick somewhere, because he's a very good coach. I think what you just read, he definitely did turn around that franchise from the 9 years that he was there with that team. Of course, no Super Bowl appearances, but I think he did definitely turn that franchise around, and I think he'll get a job quick with any of the vacancies that are available right now.
Yeah, I think he's a really good coach. Once you have that many years, 7 years in a row without a Super Bowl appearance, there are rumblings. There are a lot of times that can be stupid, though, to make a change like this. Hopefully it goes over. From what I understand, it wasn't something that Josh Allen was asking for. It seems like it was from upper management, like you said. But overall, I think this could be like a Tony Dungy move, though, where Tony Dungy was a great coach, but they got rid of him in Tampa, and then they go and get another coach who, if you look at them, Gruden and Dungy, you can argue who's the better guy overall, but Gruden was able to get them over the hump there to get that title there. You can look at Philadelphia with Andy Reid. Andy Reid leaves there. They end up getting a touchdown, a Super Bowl a couple years after that.
Super Bowl,
Then he goes on to have success in Kansas City. So like it can be the wrong guy at the wrong time. And you can figure it out and try to figure something out, and maybe they can find a way there. And it's possible we see them in the Super Bowl soon. I think even with the change of coach. Next up here, we have the Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski, after 6 seasons, gets fired. He had 2 Coach of the Year, one Coach of the Year twice in his 6 years, if I'm remembering correctly. But that wasn't a good enough.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Cleveland Browns. Yeah. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, he won two Coaches of the Years within the first 5 years of his career. Gets fired after the 6th year. Obviously, they had Myles Garrett. They did a lot of things at quarterback. Right now with Shedeur Sanders, who knows what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson. We're not going to have to go dig deep in all these ones, but I think this is the one we can do since it's divisional. What are your thoughts on this move here too?
What can we say about the Browns? The Browns have changed so many head coaches in our lifetime. It's just unbelievable just to see the amount of faces to be able to coach that team. I thought that Kevin Stefanski had kind of turned it a little bit around. Of course, I think maybe they have 1 or 2 playoff appearances in his 6 years there. Of course, there was that season where they pretty much demolished us in that COVID year, which was just terrible. But and
then they got rid of their quarterback.
They definitely do have some. Yep, they got rid of their quarterback. Yep, and they have some talented players for sure. But I don't think this was the right move at all. I think that they probably should have gave him a little bit longer. I think at this point, when you have so many coaches that are changing out, I think it ultimately almost comes down to the owner at this point. I mean, I think that he might be making some bad decisions. I mean, of course, they make that movie about him, Draft Day, with Kevin Costner playing him, but I mean, yeah, it might have been cool in that draft, but I don't think he's been making any good decisions. Huh?
Costner's the GM and
no, but I don't think he's been. Oh, he ain't there. Oh, the GM. All right, sorry. Anyway, that's my mistake. Anyway, I ultimately think it comes down to the owner, though. I think the owner is making some bad decisions there, but I don't think this is the right move. But he is now. I think you brought it up. He is now coaching the Atlanta Falcons at this point. I think he got picked up there, and he's going to be
he's with the
now.
They got rid of Raheem Morris.
Yeah,
they got rid of Raheem Morris. Now you're looking at Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta. That should be a good matchup there. Going back to the Browns for a second. Yeah, they did just switch ownership within the last 4 or 5 years. I want to say Jimmy Haslam, who's actually got Pittsburgh ties, is their new owner. But yeah, the organization is just not poorly run for the most part. And, that's how you know where they are now.
Yeah.
Running through some of these other ones real quick. You already mentioned the Falcons will go there. Raheem Morris only got 2 years. The Dolphins, after 4 seasons with Mike McDaniel, they've hired Jeff Hafley. Arizona got rid of Jonathan Gannon after 3 seasons. Giants, we'll go Ravens. We'll talk Ravens first, then go to the Giants. The Ravens, obviously, John Harbaugh, 18 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens. They hired Jesse Minter today as their new coach. But thoughts on Harbaugh and him losing his job here?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I think it's the same type of situation with Mike Tomlin. I mean, you had him and, John Harbaugh, they're the highest tenure coaches at that time. And then, of course, both of them not being able to just get over the hump, especially with a talented team that they have. One of the most talented quarterbacks they have in the league right now with Lamar Jackson, a great running back with Derrick Henry, a very good defense, and him being he was a special teams coach. I think he was before he became a head coach. And I don't know. I mean, he's a good coach. I just think that over the past couple of years, we've seen it. I think there's been some just bad decision making by him on some 2-point conversions, on some 4th downs where they shouldn't have gone. I mean, there was a game. I think it was the first game of the season. They played the Bills. They were up 40-25 in the 4th quarter, and then still ended up losing the game. And you can't do that. And then, of course, the unfortunate game at the end of the season where their kicker misses the field goal at the end of the game with 2 seconds left, again, you hear the murmurs, you hear stuff, people saying things, you're not getting over that hump and getting to the Super Bowl with a talented team like that. I mean, at some point, you got to do something to make a change, and it looks like their owner made a change. I don't know if you caught any of his press conference. The owner was kind of funny, where a reporter asked him if Tyler Luton makes that kick, does John Harbaugh stay on as a coach? And he said another week, and that was it. It was just that was it. So,
Steve Scotty. Jessica's here. Jessica, we're talking about John Harbaugh. You want to talk about the Ravens and their decision to get rid of Harbaugh?
He's a good man, good coach. Sorry, guys, I'm under the weather, but I'm against it. I wish the Steelers would have picked him up. I'm not going to say much. I just want to say hi.
That's actually a good segue, though, because we're then going to talk about the Giants. He gets to go to New York. They got a quarterback in place, it seems, with Jackson Dart. They got receivers in place like Malik Neighbors, some fun running backs. Everything looks like they're a team that could be on the rise. What are your thoughts on him going to the Giants?
I think it's going to be a good move. I think he's going to turn that organization around. I think they're going to be a contender in the next couple of years. It may not be the first year, but it may be the next couple.
What about you, Jess? What are your thoughts?
I'm excited for Neighbors to come back. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, there's definitely probably excitement in New York.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much all the quarterbacks or the coaching moves that we want to talk.
The Raiders, you got the Raiders. Oh,
yeah,
the Titans,
Raiders lose
Robert
Carroll
Saleh,
after
and you got
let go. Yep. So yeah, both the Titans and the Raiders give up on their coaches very shortly. Carroll got 1 year with the Raiders. Titans gave Callahan like a year and a couple games. But yeah, Saleh's in there with Tennessee. It'll be interesting to see. He was with Zach Wilson in New York, young quarterback. Wasn't able to develop him. He's now got the #1 pick from last year, Cam Ward, in there. Hopefully he can figure something out. But in the long run, I think I like Robert Saleh as a coach, but I don't know if this will be the right fit there. And if it's the guy that they needed at this point. But moving on to the main event, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know you did a little bit of research, Lee, on some of the coaches that are up for the job right now. You want to run through some names and what's your thought? You can run through some names, and then we can jump on and just talk about who we think might be good moves after that.
Yeah, so some of the potential names, the people out there, we have the defensive coordinator from the Cardinals, Ejiro Evero. I think I'm pronouncing it right. You have the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, Brian Flores. Yeah. I think it's the offensive coordinator from the San Francisco 49ers, Clay Kubiak. I think he's offensive. Is that correct? I think. You got Mike McCarthy. You have the offensive coordinator from the Chargers. The Chargers, Nate Scheelhaase. Defensive coordinator from the Chargers.
I think it's Scheelhaase. I haven't checked.
Scheelhaase, yeah. Defensive coordinator Chris Shula. Of course, we talked about it. Sean McDermott's out there, which again I think he'll land somewhere else. But he's still, I guess, technically a candidate. You already talked about Jesse Mintner, got picked up by the Ravens today, and Anthony Weaver, I think, is the defensive coordinator from the Dolphins. I think is where he was from.
Yep.
And right. So those are some of the candidates we got there, and a lot of younger guys. Of course, Mike McCarthy and Brian Flores being a little bit older, but still some names out there. Mike McCarthy with some Pittsburgh ties. Brian Flores being a former coach with the Dolphins, and being he was like not a defensive coordinator, but he was a coach on the team, I think, at one point before we let him go. Brian Flores. So a couple good names here, a lot of younger guys. Yep.
We got a question. Harbaugh.
That man's clearly behind the fucking times. Like, Jesus Christ, you're like a week late.
Hired. He's had his press conference and everything. So yes, he is a.
Where you been, John? Where you been? John Moser, 9731. Where you been? In a cave, or your mom's basement? I don't know.
He's living his best life.
Going into those names, like you mentioned, the two former head coaches and Flores. He's still only 44 years old. Yeah, and he was with the Steelers as a defensive analyst, whatever you want to call it, advisor. As well, Terrell Austin was there. They decided to keep Terrell Austin, let Flores go, and he's been doing great with the Vikings as their coordinator. And then Mike McCarthy, the other big name, big as in famous name. Former Packers coach, former Cowboys coach, like you said, Pittsburgh ties. You would think if they bring him back, you're probably going to bring Rodgers back for at least one more year too, just because of their connection with Green Bay. But I don't think it's going to be either of those guys. I don't think I think they're going to go for a younger guy. That's what they've done in the past with Tomlin. That's what they've done in the past with Cowher. The names that seem to be popping up a lot are those guys, the two guys with the Rams, Chris Shula and Nate Scheelhaase.
Yeah.
I think I read that Scheelhaase really did well in his interview, and they're like really high on him after that. So he might be the guy that they go to. And that's what's been happening in the NFL. Sean McVay, he just had a ton of guys that have followed in line and found jobs between LaFleur, O'Connell, Zach Taylor, Liam Cohen, just a bunch of names on that tree. I think that there's a good chance that he's going to be the guy. He's an offensive mind. I think if we were having to bet today, that would be the guy I would go on to. But I think it can change quickly. Chris Shula is the grandson of Don Shula, defensive coordinator, very similar, you could say, to Tomlin and Cowher, only 39 years old, so he's a young guy in his 30s. Those are the two names I think we should look out for if it's not going to be one of those bigger names. You mentioned Clay Kubiak. I think that's also a guy that you could see. A name before it was Jesse Minter, but he's now with the Ravens, so that's going to be something to look at going forward. The Ravens and Steelers rivalry gets that another thing to it when you have two openings and two big spots, and now we're gonna have to see how they can compete against each other. And I mean, I guess you can go that with the Browns too, but I don't think anyone cares about the Browns. Jess, anything excites you? Anything that pops out to you with what we just went on about?
If you could make a grid of face shots, I'll let you know who I want it to be.
Who's the most handsome?
She's gonna base it up. That's it.
That's it. And I have a type, so let's put them out there. Let me see them.
Shieldhouse. She'll pick Nate Shieldhouse just because of his good looks.
Hey, you said it, not me, bud. You said it, not me, Lee.
I mean, I just know it from the list of who's the best looking from this name. That's probably the one,
He's under. Is he under Sean McVay?
He is under Sean McVay.
If I had to,
well, there you go.
Well, he's already a coach. All right,
Sean McVay all day. Let's go.
She asked if he was
under. If I had to pick today, with her. Yeah, he was working with Sean McVay. So yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Here you go, Jess. That's him.
Zoom in, babe.
He's gonna get you. There's your guy right there.
Let's zoom in.
I'm trying. I don't even know how to do zoom. Let me see if I can do it like this. It might help. I cannot zoom. Sorry, Jess. That's what you're gonna have to deal with.
Sorry, he looks all right in the blue.
You're gonna have to look him up on your. I'm
gonna have to do the work myself. Maybe the next podcast, you guys will come more prepared.
Yeah.
I apologize.
It definitely isn't Mike McCarthy. I'll tell you that right now.
Let me tell you something. We're not based on the looks here. We're based on
We're professional. We're professional.
Exactly. Outlet. Yeah, exactly.
I'm professional, and I'm signing off. Go Rams. Toodaloo.
See ya, Jesse.
See ya. Have a good one. If I had to pick today out of these names, I think it's going to be Chris Shula. I think just based off of experience with this team and going deep, they're so defense heavy with the coaches. Bill Cowher was I think a defensive guy. Definitely Mike Tomlin was a defensive guy. Chuck Noll was a defensive guy. I think Chris Shula is going to be the guy. I think they're going to continue that route. I think they'll bring in a younger guy like a Chris Shula. I mean, I just don't see them changing. Of course, the NFL has changed in the way offenses have changed and things like that. And to definitely have a great guy with a offensive mind like a Nate Shieldhouse, I think would be fantastic if they change direction and go that way. But I think the Steelers are just so focused on defense wins championships, and they've had that mindset since 1969. I just don't see it changing right now, especially with Art Rooney in there. Maybe his son, when he takes the team, it'll change. But I think right now, Chris Shula, if I had to pick today, I think out of all these coaches, I think he may be the Steelers' next head coach.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I don't know what they're going to do for sure. Obviously, no one knows. I wouldn't be too excited with McCarthy. Flores would be interesting. I would like to see him get a shot. He's re-signed with Minnesota, so if he doesn't get a head coaching job, he's definitely going to stay there as their DC. So the idea of getting dream scenario would have been hey, let's get Shieldhouse and then Flores for your coordinator because he's had some experience. He can just take over the defense completely, but that's not going to happen here. So the other one would be Shula and Shieldhouse as the OC. It's a small upgrade in position for Shieldhouse. He's currently just a passing coordinator who would come here and be given the offense. But when you do that, then you got 2 young guys coming in. Who knows how that'll go over with an old team? So I don't know. I if you're going to try to run it back with this defense, you're not going to give up players. I think the name you have to go with is Flores. If that's not the case, if you're going to go and you just want to rebuild this team, you got to go with those 2 Ram guys. I think those are the names there. A name we really haven't talked about, and to be honest, all these guys are just names that we've learned about recently for the most part. Anthony Weaver's a guy we didn't really mention, but his name's popping out there.
Yeah.
He's been in for interviews. I don't know. Miami's defense did you see how they were this year? I don't remember them being that great, but I mean, that doesn't mean that they weren't.
I don't remember him being that good of a defense. I mean, he's definitely a name that, like you said, has come up as a young guy to change, to have a different dynamic and a way of thinking with the way of his own little coaching style. But I don't remember Miami Dolphins having a defense that was that big of a I'm scare and things like that.
I'm in
for the NFL, so.
Yeah, I'm in ChatGPT. It has them 22 in total defense, bottom third in points allowed. I haven't double checked these numbers, but that's what it's saying there. They're saying strengths and weaknesses. The run defense was inconsistent early, but showed improvement later in the season. Pass defense remained a relative weakness. They allowed a sizable number of passing yards and touchdowns compared to many other teams. Obviously, like I said, this is ChatGPT, so it could be full of shit. It could be going off of 2024 for all I know. But I had asked them for 2025 knowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're looking at here. That girl was the best.
Huh.
Top 3 for sure on today's episode, at least. But
at least, Thanks for the message.
Anyway, going further into, if you recall, Lee, we did a draft at the beginning of the year. We did we each drafted 10 players from the Steelers. We created a point system. And I have those results ready before we get out of here. Let me see if I can pull this up to show the world the work we did.
All right.
Okay. Here we go. This is your team. You ended up drafting TJ Watt, DK Metcalf, Chris Boswell, Jalen Warren, Cam Hayward, Kelvin Austin, Pat Freiermuth, Darius Slay, Nick Herbig, and Mason Rudolph. My draft was Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Queen, Alex Heisen. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing at my last draft pick.
Jalen Ramsey, Caleb Johnson, Zach Frazier, Joey Porter Jr., Deshaun Elliott, Keanu Benton, and Peyton Wilson. And as you can see, I had scored only 17 points in our system, which was you got 1 point for team of the week, being on team of the week, 1 point or 5 points for being a player of the week, 10 points for Pro Bowl, 15 points for All Pro, 25 points for Player of the Year. You had beat me with Cam Hayward alone. 19 from Cam Hayward, 42 in total. I just gotta say, looking at this list, you were shitting on Cam Hayward all year, and he's the reason that you win.
It's boy, is it I don't know what you call it.
You got anything to say to Cam Hayward?
Listen, let me say something. Cam Hayward, I was very disappointed just by the way you had commented before the season had started. I gave you your apology and your flowers throughout the season, and you definitely turned it around and were the captain of that team, and you stepped up and were the guy. You did everything you were supposed to do. this season. It may have started off slow, but you definitely finished strong. And I gotta give you your props and thank you for helping me win this our first official little draft thing that we did this year, and being the guy on my team that I should have never doubted in the beginning. So I do apologize to that, Cam Hayward. I think you are the man. You are the captain. And all of my flowers and praises go to you. So congrats on being the guy this year.
We let him drop. So far on this list. He was the 11th pick, 11th or 12th pick. Just looking through it, some guys that we just failed on. You really don't have many. I think you did well. But if you go over to my side, the Mason pick, I mean, that was just a flyer. We knew what you were doing with the Mason.
Yeah.
At the time. My team, on the other hand, a bunch of guys on here that just either injuries or just didn't do enough. Patrick Queen, big disappointment. Ramsey, I wouldn't call it disappointment. He ended up getting a Pro Bowl. Caleb Johnson, though. We had high hopes from the same round that you picked Hayward. I picked Caleb Johnson.
Yeah.
Joey Porter Jr. had a good year, but didn't get any accolades. Deshaun Elliott obviously got hurt. Keanu Benton, Payne Wilson, I think they were fine for what they were this year. But overall, you beat my ass. Congratulations to you.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I got a couple things to say before we sign off. The Steelers season may be over, but the playoffs are going to the NFC and AFC championships, where we have the Rams versus Seahawks and the Broncos versus the Patriots. Before we continue on with a couple other things I got to say, do you have any picks for your AFC and NFC champion winners and who's going to the Super Bowl? And then I will give you mine.
So I'm going to go Rams, and you just got to go Patriots with the quarterback situation. The Broncos. So I'm going to go Patriots, Rams as my Super Bowl.
Gotcha. I'm going to go Patriots, Seahawks. I think this might be the year that Sam Darnold gets a chance to get to the Super Bowl. And I mean, he's had 2 straight back-to-back years of 14 wins, and he's doing his thing this year. And I think that the Seahawks are going to end up in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. So before we get to that, that'll be on Sunday, and then the Super Bowl in a couple weeks. I just want to say real quick, right now we're in the middle of the NBA and hockey season. Pirates will be coming up soon. Can't wait to be talking about them pretty soon. We got Pitt basketball going on right now.
No, we don't.
Those are our, no, we don't. Shout out Indiana and Kurt Signetti for winning the college football championship. Took that team from losing to winning, because like he said in his press conference, I win. Google me. That's what he said. So we have a little bit of NBA. We have a little bit of hockey. Baseball's coming up. And I just want to say LeBron James got snubbed from the All-Star. He went 21 straight years. This is year 23. He's not in the NBA All-Star. Granted, the NBA All-Star changed this year. It's as shit as the fucking NFL Pro Bowl now, but I think not having him there is fucked up by the NBA. But he's doing his thing at 41 years old. That's all I got to say.
He's done.
He's done.
I'm looking through some of our I got some of our different playoff stuff. I didn't write down who had what, but one of us had Bills Rams as a Super Bowl. One of us had looks like Ravens and Lions. Does that sound? Yeah. Do you remember which one was who?
I had. Yeah, that's right. That's about right.
Do you know who? Did you have Ravens Lions or Bills Rams?
I thought I had Bills Eagles, but I might have had Ravens Lions. I think I did. I think I had Ravens Lions.
Yeah, I think because I had McDermott as coach of the year.
2 teams that fucking shit the bed.
I think he ended up getting fired, obviously. But I did get the Rams Super Bowl possibility still on the board. But yeah, we both picked on the AFC guys that got fired in the end. Steelers wise, we both had them at 10 or 11 and 6.
Yeah.
We gave them one win too many. I had a division loss. You had a division loss, so we were off on that too. But those are that's how the season went. We'll be back.
Those are our highlights for
next
the season.
week.
Yeah. I still think Liam Cohen's
we'll
coach of the year. I think it's happening. I think he's going to do it.
Yeah, I think he's going to win it. I think you're right.
Duval. I think he's doing it.